Alright, so today we're going to be brewing Honey Nut Brown Ale. And what I've done is I've taken my kettle and added about 2.5 gallons of water. Had it on the oven here or the stove for about 25 minutes. Cut the heat back and time to take the temperature to get this at 155. And we're running about 160, 161, which I'm fine with. And all I use is a infrared thermometer. You can use a traditional thermometer if you want, but I like technology, so I use the digital with the same result. Next we're going to be adding the grain. This is a chocolate malt to go in this Honey Nut Brown Ale. And this is a silk bag that it'll actually go into, so we can use it like a giant tea bag. Here's a method that I have for adding those grains to the bag. Is I just use your mug, drop that down in, open it up, and pour in your grains. Next thing I'm doing is I'm just tying this off like that. Get our pot opened up here. And simply add it to the pot. I like to go slow so I can try to get as much moisture through this as I can. Going to tie this off to the handle so it doesn't fall in on me. And that should stay in there for up to 30 minutes, so I'm going to set my timer for that. Alright, so while this is going to be steeping, I'm going to get my malt extract ready. Comes in a nice container like this, and this stuff is like molasses. It is very thick, and the easiest way I found to pour this out is actually put it in a pot of very hot water and let it sit there for the next half hour, and it should be a little bit easier to pour out of there into this when this is ready. During this process you have a lot of time on your hands, so what better way to pass the time than enjoy one of your earlier home brews. Also, one of the things I'm going to be doing is cleaning and sanitizing my equipment. I have my fermenter actually sitting over in the sink with some cleaner in it. I also have my yeast pack sitting here. It's been in the refrigerator for the last 2 weeks, letting it come up to room temperature, and then I'll actually be slapping that to release the nutrients inside the pack and get those guys fired up so they'll be ready to go into the fermenting. Okay, we got about 9.5 minutes to go on this. In the meantime, I think my yeast are probably up to temperature, so I'm going to go ahead and find the nutrients. Alright, any second here, we're going to be turning this off. There it is. Going to turn the heat off, reset my timer. We want to steep these grains for another 10 minutes. We still have the amber extract here is still sitting here getting the point what we need. Did the smack pack on the yeast, and that's sitting there, and that's slowly starting to swell, so things are coming along pretty good. Okay, any second, there we go. Alright, that's had time to steep for a while. We've had a total of 40 minutes on that. It was 30 minutes on heat for 155 to 160, and we've left it steep. So sort of like a tea bag, I'm going to, as soon as I can untie it, I'm going to kind of do the old tea bag dunking routine here. What I want to do is just try to get out as much flavor as I can. Alright, I'm going to grab this in a pot so I can get every last bit out of this. I'm going to let that sit there for a little while. Let all that moisture come out of there, and then I'll go back into the pot. In the meantime, we're going to be putting in our malt. And one of the things I've learned with this, the hard way, was this little plastic ring. Get rid of it right away, otherwise it's going to fall in. Alright, want this guy. Because what we want is, we don't want this malt extract to go very down to the bottom. We're going to be trying to ease this in. As you can see, even after letting that sit there in the heat for a while, it's pretty slow. Alright, so we just about got this bottle emptied out. It takes a while. That whole process probably took 3 to 5 minutes just to get this half-gallon emptied out. I've been stirring the entire time because, again, this is just a thick molasses-like substance, and it will just literally go right to the bottom. In fact, some of it's still on my ladle. Got some stuck in the handle here yet. I have a process for getting every last bit out. I usually put some hot water in here, because actually when you're doing this boil, you're going to lose a small amount of water as well, so I'm kind of replacing that at the same time, but yet then getting as much of the extract out of this as I can.